Gentlelady from Missouri is recognized for such time as she may consume.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Representative Tipton. I rise today to speak on behalf of the bipartisan Empowering Financial Institutions to Fight Human Trafficking Act. The International Labor Organization estimates that globally, over 40 million people were victims of human trafficking in 2016. It's obvious that in order to deter the criminals who enslave and sell human beings, we need to hit them where it hurts, their bank accounts. Right now, financial institutions are attempting to identify human trafficking activity, but many suspicious activity reports are based on false flags. Financial institutions are largely left alone to determine what information is valid information is valid. Without good, specific, verifiable, targeted information, financial institutions may wrongly identify people, over-respond, and over-target, or fail to recognize criminal activity. Finding the traffickers who take advantage of our financial system can be a daunting task. We need to figure out how to do it better. This legislation is an opportunity to help financial institutions wade through the muck and locate bad actors. This summer, the Financial Action Task Force released a report that identified significant challenges in detecting, investigating, and prosecuting laundering related to human trafficking, including, and I quote, incomplete domestic information sharing among stakeholders. That is why I was proud to introduce the Empowering Financial Institutions to Fight Human Trafficking Act with my colleague and fellow advocate, Congresswoman Maloney, along with Congresswoman Love, Congresswoman Tenney, and Congresswoman Sinema. Over the past year, I have worked in the Financial Services Committee to explore how human traffickers exploit U.S. financial markets. In January, the Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations, which I chaired, held a hearing to examine how financial institutions monitor accounts and identify trafficking. We know that if traffickers can't finance their operations, they can't profit from their crimes. This bill creates a pathway for registered nonprofits to safely provide valuable information on trafficking crimes to financial institutions without the threat of defamation suits that could end their organizations. Throughout the process of crafting this bill, I have found that banks are increasingly seeking actionable information from the nonprofits that specialize in gathering it. It's incredibly challenging for financial institutions to pinpoint trafficking crimes that are happening far away in mines, in fields, in factories, hotels, or boats, and obscured from the analysts who are trying to practice good customer due diligence. Let me be clear, Mr. Speaker. This legislation instructs the Secretary of the Treasury to develop a process that will make civil society experts more available to financial institutions and establish transparent standards for information sharing. The bill guides the Secretary to only register NGOs that have the rigor and expertise to substantiate their claims and correct any inaccurate information. I'm excited that we are finding ways to connect those who have good intelligence with those who are seeking it without exposing nonprofits to devastating lawsuits that they can ill afford. This system will target verified traffickers and reduce reliance on nonspecific information that can target innocent people. I look forward to casting my vote to prevent human traffickers from using the U.S. financial system to exploit victims around the world. Together, this Congress can disrupt the networks that make modern-day slavery profitable and free vulnerable people around the world who have been enslaved. I thank you, and I yield back.
The gentlelady from Missouri yields back.